All right, we are back with your views and my facts. Again, I am Thomas John. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and iTunes at Views and Facts. So we've been talking about cohabitation and marriage and if one of them is taking over the other, and I'm pretty sure I've already done my part to decimate Ursula in that cohabitation.
Hold on. I don't think that's the correct way to say that because we don't know where those facts came from. So we don't even know if those are actually facts.
Survey.
It doesn't matter. We just discussed how those things could be wrong. So anyway.
Well, a Pew Research study, pretty credible.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like to think that it is.
You're only saying that because it's against what I say.
Possibly.
I would have said fact. Her views, your facts, man.
Anyway.
Okay, so before the break, I left everybody with my cliffhanger of a question. And I don't think it's too absurd. And I don't even know if any of you guys have heard of this, but we'll see, right? It's a little nugget of information, right, that almost got passed in Mexico. So, all right, so back in 2011, all right, Mexico attempted to pass a... Go ahead, Ursula.
I don't have anything to say.
Well, you
I'm
breathe,
listening.
You're deeply breathing like, I know right where TJ's going.
Nope, I don't. I'm ready to find out.
All right, I muted her real quick. So, Mexico put up a law that was putting a term limit.
Is it a wall or a law?
Fuck, I don't know. What did I say?
I heard
Wall or a law?
Law?
A law.
Law? Oh,
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
Mexico instituted a
A
law.
law, not a wall, guys.
God.
A law.
I thought I made a serious mistake right there, but I should not ever doubt myself. Law.
Law, not wall.
Lima Alpha Whiskey.
Okay.
Law. Whiskey, what we all need right now.
Well,
Or less
some
of.
us. Yeah, some of us.
Okay, so as I was saying for the third try now, Mexico, 2011, put up a bill to be voted on that there would be term limits on a marriage. So it would start with 2 years. So you could get married for 2 years. If at the end of that 2 years you did not like it, you could be free and clear. All right, there's no divorce paperwork, there was no penalties, no pay. Now, for all those listening, if you're asking me if it got passed or not, I don't know. I spent 35 minutes, give or take 10 minutes.
Not enough time.
Right. Well, I did my fair share of trying to find out if this damn thing
35 minutes
got passed or
worth.
not passed.
Right.
Well, I'm pretty good at research.
35 minutes worth.
And I couldn't find if it did or didn't. But that's irrelevant. I also couldn't find anywhere that the U.S. allows this
Right.
term limits. But the question still
If that
remains.
was the case, right?
Would you be okay with that?
Right.
Look, I personally think that's a novel idea. Not necessarily 2 years. I mean, I would say that 4 years, right at a bare minimum, would be the way you could go.
So like after that term, then you're annulled if you don't want the marriage, or what? What is it?
Or you could sign on for another term, or you could sign on for
A
life.
term, another term.
Another term, or for life.
It's damn near like a re-enlistment. Like,
That's awesome.
I-
And your question is, do we like this or not?
Yeah. Let's go around the room. Ursula, since you're so vocal right now, let's start with you.
I disagree with the shit. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Why do you
It's just
disagree?
another form of cohabitation, pretty much. And you're basically being able to say, I can be scared and take this to term or not. Like, I don't know.
Well,
People need to learn, I am serious about this relationship or not. Be all in or not. And just go with it. Like, not, hey, I'm half in. I got 2 fucking years to fucking figure this out, and then I'm out this bitch. Like, no.
then
that's
you didn't
not
love
how
the
it works.
Then you did not love the person.
Exactly. So you fucking need to learn
So I think
how to know whether you love this person or not and make that commitment. Don't fucking make this commitment half-ass and fucking 2 years later choose that you're not in this fucking relationship.
I don't necessarily. I don't think it is half-ass.
I do.
I think you were sitting there with
if you fucking have a term, you're half-ass.
I'm going to argue the other way, and that is going to make hopefully both individuals want to strive more, thinking like, man, I might lose the girl of my dreams in another 363 days.
Really? I think motherfuckers are gonna be like, I can fucking do whatever the fuck I want. I have 2 years to fucking figure this out, and now I can either be all in.
When you say motherfuckers, you mean men or women?
Both human people.
Human
Period.
motherfuckers.
People. Period. Suck. That's my opinion. People. Period. Suck. So women and men both suck at relationships, and I think that women and men are both scared to commit, and they do not choose to just truly be all in and commit to a relationship. And especially if this term thing came around where you could choose to be married for 2 years and then get annulled if you don't choose after this term of fucking marriage, that you could just get out. It would be easier for people to just get in and then get out.
Sure, but if I take away the term limit, we're right back into this cohabitation. Alonzo, jump in here.
I was just gonna ask, did you find any reasoning behind like that the proposing of that law? Because me is, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. From what I read, it looked that it was being brought to the table from a financial standpoint, right? In that it was financially expensive, right, to go through getting a divorce and annulment, doing the prenup and so forth. So what better way than, right, just to have here, we will do this 2-year test trial, and then if you don't like it, there's no financial burden on you. The key point with the Mexican law bit was you could only do 1 2-year term. After that, like, you either could continue on, right, that so you would get married for life, and then if you wanted to get a divorce, of course you'd have to pay those bills, or it's over. But like I said, I don't know if it passed or not because I couldn't find anything on it. But did that answer your question?
It does, because I was just gonna say, it sounds to me like that's Mexico's like Ursula was saying, Mexico's version of cohabitation. Like, maybe not enough people were, or they didn't do a census to see how many people were cohabitating, so they imposed this, or they were trying to impose this law saying that, like, hey, you get this 2-year term to like test drive or check it out. But in America, I don't think there is a reason for that, because already people are cohabitating. They have that choice.
That's a good point. That's a very valid point. Look, I was waiting for somebody to say that on the term limits piece, that we're already cohabitating, the mind's already there, that marriage is not special, so forth, blah, blah, blah.
Well, marriage is special, first off.
No, I don't think he was saying that it wasn't. Yeah.
I'm talking about for those that want to cohabitate.
All right.
Yeah.
Renardo, term limits. You want one on her or what?
After tonight, I might need one. Shit.
I mean, if you want a leash, I got like a 15-foot leash downstairs too. I also got a shot collar.
TJ, let's get it together.
Go on.
But no, so I see Ursula's point of view, and I also see Lonzo's point of view. So, like I said, in America, we already have cohabitation, so we don't necessarily need to have those term limits. And then also, like Ursula was saying, if you're putting these term limits on it, then basically, you are just pussyfooting around, and you're still scared. So you're right back to cohabitating. But just throwing this out there, okay, so say I do want to marry you, okay, I think you might.
Which, not saying he does, but if he wanted to.
This is hypothetical, hypothetically
We're engaged,
speaking.
So.
But that doesn't equal marriage.
Right. Wait,
we could be engaged for like
jokes on TJ.
Years.
Anyway.
But yeah, so say I did want to marry you, and I thought you might be the one. But now this is a safe zone, or I'm saying, okay, well, let's test this out. Let's see. We're going to do the 2 years and see if it works, because who knows, something may happen. You may fuck up, I may fuck up, or I may grow, as you stated earlier, and we may grow apart. And then now we don't have to go through the legal battle of actually, getting out of this, commitment that we made.
Another easy way to get out of this.
Sure shit, it is, right? It is. But then why wouldn't we have easy ways to get out? Because it's easy as hell to get in. So why wouldn't it be easy to get out?
Look, I mean, I agree. It shouldn't be that hard to get out. I mean, it shouldn't be, if you guys both decide to get out and you sign documentation that you both want to get out, I don't think it should be harder than that. I agree with that. But unfortunately it's not. But I just, it shouldn't be like in your mind to see how easy it is to get out of this shit. I mean, it shouldn't be like a thing like, well, it's too easy to get out of cohabitation, so let's just go this route because this is easy for me to get out of. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, if I had to vote on the term limit, proposal,
yay or nay?
Nay. Bernardo says nay.
She's muted. Go ahead.
That means yes in Korea. So
What?
nay means yes in Korea.
Oh,
so
now Watchman nay.
So basically, was that yesin? But no, I would probably go for it. Yeah, I mean, because just because I vote for it don't mean specifically that's something I want to do myself. But yeah, I mean, I feel like people, keep all options open.
But what's the difference between that and cohabitation?
I got it.
I'm sorry.
Stand by, Renardo.
Nay, though. Nay on me. Ursula says nay.
She says
We
yes.
heard that.
You say yes. Yeah, we got you.
I mean, no.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna make this piece for Renardo. Then we're gonna get Kate to jump in here because I see her brain turning, and she's got an opinion on this. So
I don't.
Yes, you do. So Renardo brought up a good point earlier in that cohabitation is okay if you are, I'll say having your will already put together in where you want things to go, and without having to think about that aspect, because a will is a whole nother legal ball game. Whereas if you're doing this term limit, then I would make the argument that if you were just doing these 4-year bits or whatever the case may be, and look,
Right.
there's so many avenues you could go. You could go, look, you could do one 4-year term, then a 2-year term, and then after that, it's either all or nothing, right? I'm not saying it would be farva.
Right.
That was a Super Troopers.
I hate Super Troopers.
Rob
Super
Farber.
Troopers
I
2
hate
coming
Super
out soon.
Troopers. No.
Did you just make a plug?
All right. So anywho, like that term limit would cover all that. So in the event of a death, right, financial points, taxes, what have you, that's why I would yeah, let it happen. Let the term limits happen. Because if you're happy with where you are, then it doesn't matter, right? Like, oh, hey, guess what, babe? We gotta go back and sign the documents tomorrow so we can renew for another 4. All right.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's what I'm saying. That's why it's like situation.
Knew it.
Every situation is going to determine it. So, for instance, Urs, you saying that you are against it, but if marriage means so much to you and you love that person you're with so much, then this term limit, even though it's you entering it with a 2-limit term, it doesn't mean anything, right?
No, it means something because other people are able to just do whatever the fuck.
Well, let's not concern ourselves with other people.
No.
We can't control what everyone else do. I feel like that's the problem.
Obviously, that's with anything, but I don't feel like just anybody should get into it thinking they have a 2-term fucking trial.
Well, personally, I don't really give a damn about other people and their relationships. So if I know you're the woman I want to marry, fuck this 2-term limit shit, because I see that it may say when we sign that document, it may say 2 years, then we have to re-up after that. But I'm already
I shouldn't have to
in.
re-up my fucking marriage.
Right, but
if I'm
all
in.
So what I'm saying is that
Other people shouldn't have that fucking
So
option.
I'm negating that, I'm negating that 2-year term limit. It doesn't mean anything to me. Basically,
I
I'm overlooking
understand that you're saying that if we're in this,
right,
like
we're in it.
we're agreeing,
right.
me and you, we're agreeing that we're going to be in for the long haul and we're not in this term shit. I don't think other people should have that option.
What?
I don't think other people should be able to be scared and just have a fucking trial run.
All right, Hussein.
Well, that's what cohabitation is. All right, Alonzo, it looked like you wanted to say something, but I'm still very interested in what Kate's opinion is on term limits for marriage. Kate, talk to me, Kate.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
You've been having some good alcohol tonight.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not
So-
as good as hers.
apparently not. Apparently none of us are on the same level that Ursula's on.
That's normal.
All right, so just easy. Look, not necessarily for you yourself, but for the masses, right? Would you be okay with there being a 4-year, 6-year, 8-year term limit for somebody to go through a marriage, which would then cover them from a legal standpoint in the event that their significant other then dies during that partnership, right? That you would still be the one to take care of everything because that's what you agreed upon. But you're doing that trial run similar to cohabitation. Now, nobody's saying you have to do that. You can go right into we're getting married for life. But just would you be supportive of the rest of the population having that as an option?
Yeah, because like, why are we gonna force someone to either cohabitate, get married, or just be nothing? Like, you're just nothing. Like, how are we gonna control that? Like, if they want to do a term, like, that's cool, because that's a lot better than cohabitating, because at least they get the real deal of, like, everything that's happening and, like, everything that has to fall in line with what you're about to sign up for, instead of just cohabitating and just like, oh, yeah, we just live together, common law. That's cool. Like,
You ain't getting an argument from me. I agree.
I agree as well.
All right, Alonzo, man, you've been sitting there patiently, and I know that you've been getting shut down like 4 times. Not from your views, but just because Ursula keeps yapping.
Keeps yapping facts.
Go ahead, she's muted again.
No, I was just gonna say that for that bill for that bill to even be proposed, like, there's a lot of other probably issues and things, like you said. It was probably
Sure.
from a financial standpoint. So there's a lot of other things, like, all those things will be different talks and some stuff that, like, I might not even be
Sure.
privy to or knowledgeable on. But, like, there's a lot of other things that would go into that. So for a two-year marriage trial, I'll call it, like, to even be proposed, like, maybe that would be better for I guess the country as a whole. Mm-hmm. You know, especially maybe Mexico. Maybe that would be better for them.
Well, yeah, and it may not be good for America, right? This is why every country's different and they have their own ways of life and so forth. And yeah, one of the other aspects of a term limit, right? We could go to what is the prenuptial, because I'm going to presume that with the term limit there was already a prenup that is part of that this is mine, this is yours. Because if you don't have that, then I don't know how you get to the end point. And I say, Lonzo, I don't love you anymore.
oh, damn.
So. It's new age, man. It's new age, bro. Just go with it, all right? So anywho,
We
right?
should disregard your last
There-
statement
there's-
that said facts.
What?
Satire. Hashtag, look it up. Pound sign.
Pound sign.
Damn it.
Number sign.
Okay. So anywho, I'm sure there's a prenup part involved because, yes, I don't know how you would get divorced at the end of the term limit and then not know where your finances are going or what you've accumulated during that time span of you being quote-unquote married.
Like, also, to actually answer the question, because I don't believe I've answered it, I think I would be okay with it because I'm assuming also that to go into that term that you would have to say, I want to be married. Or you would have to say that, Kate, will you marry me? And she says yes. And then we enter this we enter this 2-year term as a trial. But if I wasn't to ask her to marry me, like, there's still cohabitation. Because I believe like cohabitation and marriage trial, they're still like different things.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good point. I don't know if that would be part of it or not, because I would look at it saying that, you know, essentially that you as the man are going up to the woman saying, "Hey, will you marry me?"
For 2
Caveat,
years.
2
right,
fucking
it's
years.
going to be 2 years. But if we really wanted to, like we really wanted it to work, then like 2 years wouldn't make a difference. It's,
True,
hey, at
right.
the end of this.
And that's what I was saying earlier. It's like, if you know you want to be with this person, then that 2-year term doesn't mean anything. Like you're not even looking
why
at
it
that.
shouldn't
Right.
even have a
But
fucking 2-year term.
but that's why I say it's to each his own. It's like you have to handle. Everyone has their own opinion or they, you know, separate situation of how they want to go.
Right.
You want a
But
fucking
maybe-
trial run? You can make your own trial
But maybe
run.
it's not the people. It's not like me and Kate saying trial run or you and Renardo saying trial run. It's that it's the people that make the laws saying, hey, like, this isn't working out for the majority of our populace. So it's costing people money. It's
So
costing the
let's-
government money. So
Is
like
it-
we'll
is it
impose
though?
a
Is it
trial run.
costing them money?
I don't know. I didn't make
Well,
the
for-
law, so or I didn't propose.
Well,
the
it was
law,
for
so I don't
Mexico,
know.
so yes, I would say that it was costing Mexico money,
Okay,
right?
Americans.
Right.
Is it
Which
costing
is-
Americans money?
Yes.
But it's still-
it is.
Divorces are very
If it
American
expensive.
costs money, it's
government.
still costing.
Well, yes.
No, not the government.
No, so it's costing. It's
what I'm
American
saying.
money. Period. Because I mean, if you look
American
at tax.
government.
No, can I talk? Speak.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You have the.
Thank you. Yes, she's been muted again.
Say.
She has to be in a penalty box at this point. So.
Get to the kennel. Get to the kennel right now.
That's
But-
fucked up. Because I'm old.
And again. But yeah, but if you look at like tax dollars and stuff like that, so I mean, American tax dollars are, you know, going to the courts, you know, paying for the courts. I mean, we're building more and more courts. We're paying more and more judge.
And that's only because of divorce?
No.
No,
But
I
you
mean,
have
but it-
special judges and special courts. I mean, family law court is different from criminal court. So yeah.
So what's that mean?
So this
So
is
they
what
have
I'm
to pay those judges.
exactly.
Oh,
right.
and
So,
it's.
in a divorce, there'd be like kids involved also. So then you'd have to like get a family court involved because you have to delegate that through the court because you have kids, and then you have your separate for divorce.
So you're saying divorces cost the government more money?
No. So
Is that what y'all saying?
That's
so-
not what he's saying.
no. So they're what I'm speaking of is just like you said. We're talking about money, whether whomever, wherever it's coming
No.
from.
Is divorces costing the government money? That's.
Is the-
I mean, was that not the original question?
It's divorce cost.
There is correlation, not causation.
Any
It's divorce.
facts.
Okay, is it?
Well, hell, I don't know. Can we Google that? But
Google it.
I don't need to
Fact
Google it.
checkers.
I don't need to Google it. Look, all right. The point trying to be made, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? So the correlation between is it costing the government money? Tertiary, it is because you have to then throw up more courthouses, right? Hire more judges, get everything
So
thrown out.
you saying through all of their shit that they're not paying the money to automatically pay for that shit?
what are you talking about?
I'm saying like you know.
Clarify.
So you're saying government has to come out of pocket for that shit?
Well, everything is out of pocket at some point.
Well,
Is it-
that money. Hold on, the money that would have been used to build the courthouse that is now needed because this
So you're
couple
saying
wants to get a
more
divorce.
courthouses are going up because of divorces?
No,
Not
so
saying
so
more.
we're saying where are we allocating this
But-
money?
but-
okay, because like TJ just said, he made the point. Okay, we have to build this courthouse. This courthouse could have actually been, instead of allocating funds to this family law courthouse, we could have allocated those funds to civil engineering or streets or whatever. The fuck
Hurricane
it
Harvey,
is.
God bless you.
Yeah, exactly.
Too soon. Obviously, we're all gonna.
How was that too soon? I just said God bless you. That wasn't too soon. That wasn't soon enough. If anything, I should have said that right from the top of the podcast. My bad.
You shitbag. You should go.
Maybe
to
she
bed.
wanted you to say like Katrina or
No,
Ike or some
that's
shit.
not what I'm saying.
Oh, I was happy with
That's
Katrina.
Gasp.
Actually,
So-
yeah.
Gasp. Would you not agree with my gasp?
About what?
What he said?
What? Happy with Katrina? Well, So
family
you know
court.
what? Fuck it. I want to touch bases on that real quick because all right. So Hurricane Katrina, fuck yeah, I was happy with it because you know why? Because when I went to Biloxi, I was in
It's a
Biloxi.
dump.
I was in Biloxi.
Didn't know about this, by the way.
I was in Biloxi prior to Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina actually helped Biloxi out because they got funds reallocated to them for all sorts of shit. So they rebuilt
That's a whole
infrastructure.
nother thing, though. That's
Okay?
that's not necessarily
So
Hurricane Katrina. That's just saying like you feel like more funds should have been given to Biloxi.
no, because
like,
they
why not?
rebuilt better.
Yeah, rebuilt better, but you're saying in the long run, Biloxi should have got more funds. Period.
This is needed.
Are you not? I mean,
Wait,
anyway, let's go back to the main topic.
we could talk about
Can
this
we
all
call
day.
like Morian or something?
No,
So, yeah,
we don't have a.
So I wasn't necessarily saying that like
I don't want to call him in because I'm scared that he'll tell me I am the father.
it's gonna bring a baby.
Yeah. None of us need that shit.
Go ahead, Alonzo. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. You're fine. But I wasn't saying that. I was just trying to say that like it's not a couple's agreement that we're gonna try this 2-year thing. We're gonna try this 2-year thing out. Like that's what they have to do. Like if that's what's imposed on, like if that's the law that's in place, that's what you have to do. Like I have to go 70 miles an hour on this road. You know,
But don't we
like,
have to vote on that though?
I
Okay, well-
never remember voting on the speed limit.
I'm saying like TJ was talking about us that coming to here, right? I mean, no,
No.
that wouldn't be
it's
something
like
we would vote.
it's
on,
like
though.
military regulations. Like we don't get.
It wouldn't be. It
a
would be
say
an
in
American
those.
population
It would be
thing.
government.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be the population.
Right.
It's,
Yeah, voting on the term limit? Yeah.
Or term period. Or
Yeah.
that even being a thing
Well,
for Americans.
Well, look, I don't want to go I don't want to go too much down into politics, right?
all
But
I'm saying is we would agree upon that being a thing for Americans.
Correct.
And so if it was a thing and people that were getting married had no choice, that's different. But I'm saying people that get married only because they have that choice after 2 years to get out of it, that's different.
So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
we
those
voted on it in here, and you were outvoted. So
boom. Yeah. So it passes.
Implicated.
Right. So it passes. So say just add that to the American population. Add that to the
Yeah,
American
so-
population. So say majority of the
I
Americans
disagree
vote
that
on
this accurately reflects the American
No.
population.
But so
See you in 2019 when you get married. 2 years.
we're still speaking in hypotheticals here. Say the American population voted on it, and you're the only person. Say you're the only person that didn't agree with it.
Okay.
Right. So now you have no choice. That's what Lonzo is saying.
If you have no choice, then you have no choice.
Right.
right. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like you have no choice. So if you really want it, then at the end of the 2 years, then hey, re-enlist for life.
Look.
But
Re-up
why
on the marriage for
Why
life.
does it matter? Like, why does it matter? If you love that person, you gotta do 2 years. Fuck it. Like, you're already doing it. You're committed for 98 more years.
Yes.
Why does it matter?
Drop
That's
it
what
like
I'm
it's hot,
saying.
Kate.
Why is it? Why does
Drop
it
it like it's
matter?
hot, Kate.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's speaking personally, yes. If I know I'm gonna be with this person for life, I don't give a damn about those 2 years.
Okay, I agree with
And on
that.
top of that, I don't give a damn about what the rest of America has the option to do or not do. So that's
If that's the only choice that we have.
No.
yes.
It ain't gonna be the only choice.
Okay. Go ahead, TJ.
Remember the 50-year-olds, all right, y'all. Just remember them, though. We're not factoring them into this. We're just doing couples therapy.
Hey,
that's
mom,
what's damn near resort
Mom,
to.
Dad, I love you. I know you guys are both over 50. I love you both. And my aunts and my uncles. But look, you either have cohabitation.
Right.
Let's go to the far end of the spectrum. You're just banging.
Right.
Then you have cohabitation,
Exactly.
which you will get no protection under the law. Then you have a term limit.
Right.
Then you have a full marriage.
Exactly.
So you can pick and choose what you want in there, right? So I don't know where you're getting with this. Is that you wouldn't even want that as an option for somebody else? Now, if the American public wants to have that, then the American public should have the opportunity to vote on that. Exactly. Similar to the Patient Privacy and Affordable Care Act, also known as the PPACA, also known as Obamacare, in that I didn't vote on that bullshit.
Are we really bringing Obamacare into this right now?
No, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
So, but it's still another bill that people have the option to vote on.
No, he agrees. We shouldn't have brought that in there.
But that's okay. Well, we could talk about any proposition that has been brought up. Yeah, you know, because I mean, there's several that just
it obviously brings different
California
emotions.
always makes
porn stars have to use condoms.
Yeah, right.
No,
exactly.
it brings different emotions to the table.
It's full anarchy.
Every governor, senator, congressman, or whomever the fuck, your small town, damn.
Point blank,
is putting up proposition. Why are you grabbing on me?
Because I'm emotional.
Someone call 911.
Meter.
Assault.
Point blank, if we had if it was no choice, regardless if you got married and you had to do a term, then obviously whatever. But if it was like we had the choice to have the term or to go full blown with it, then I think that's wrong.
But why are you going to deny someone?
No,
you can't
I don't
deny
think you should have a choice to have two terms before you.
So you don't want a choice.
But you
don't have to. You don't.
I don't think after 2 years you should be able to choose to be annulled or not.
You can choose, not the. You can't choose for other people.
You're right. Yes.
I don't give a damn.
That's like fucking dictatorship.
I don't think people should fucking have a choice.
Okay. Jesus.
Oh, it's getting heated.
So why? I mean, why? Like
why?
Yeah, I'm just like because of the sanctity of marriage, or because
that,
like
on top of just not being I don't think people will make marriage a joke. If they fucking have the choice to fucking have a trial run, people don't give a fuck. They don't.
Is this coming from morals or personal opinion or both?
Morals.
Okay, so if we want to speak morals, are you fucking before your marriage? If we're speaking morals,
I don't think that has anything to do with
no, because we're talking about
proposal.
If marriage is such a if marriage is such a a special union or a
now I agree that in 2017 marriage is different.
Right, so
I do think people are fucking before marriage. I
think the whole point is
marriage,
because now I feel like you're picking and choosing. You want to take a stance on something strongly, and you say, okay, well, I have fucking morals, and this is what I feel, so I stand my ground on this. But then, you know what? This other shit, I'm going to disregard.
But I can do that because that's not my opinion.
Right. That's your opinion. So, exactly. Exactly. So, if someone else wants the option to fucking choose, that's their opinion.
No,
so you
but
vote.
My opinion is I don't think they should have an option.
Right. So, you vote on it. And if your fucking vote is no, and everyone else trumps that vote, then you know what? Fucking deal with it, but live your life.
But my opinion is I don't think people should have that option.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Okay.
Can we vote her off the island for a second?
Okay.
She sounded like Russia.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Ursula. So you have the option between a term limit and cohabitation with a will involved.
What would you choose? None.
I mean, you could still go full-blown marriage, but I'm just saying, right, this for the middle.
Obviously, I'm not taking this lightly, so...
I'm not saying you are.
Right, so if I choose to fucking marry this person, I choose it because I think I'm going to be with this person for life.
Okay, maybe I should establish something. Are you for cohabitation or not?
Well, apparently.
Yes.
She was again.
No, I was with it only for the fact that I'm using it as a way to see if I want to be with this person for life.
Okay. So without
not to just have that for life.
Right. So without a will, then you'd be completely screwed if something happens to the partner. You're completely screwed. I mean, I shouldn't say completely, but that's a long battle.
Right, I agree with that. But if that person that I love doesn't want to have that will to me, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's...
They could have forgot to do it. There's so many things.
Just say, I'm super busy. I never got around to it. Like, just
whatever the fact.
Let's just bring this
is,
home.
I want to be... If I want to be with Renardo, I want to be with Renardo, regardless of what the fuck...
That's me and you.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about like
Right.
the rest of America shouldn't have a fucking 2-year trial
Wait.
term.
But that's you just said.
But
Me
you
and
said you were okay with cohabitation,
right.
and I'm saying
only for the fact to see if I want to be with him.
But that's the same.
That's
thing.
same as the term limit.
Yes.
No,
That 2
no,
year.
no, no,
that
no,
2 year
no, no.
term limit.
The term limit. You're telling me that the term limit is saying we already said our vows. We already said all this shit. We already agreed each other to those vows.
Sure.
And now we're gonna give each other a 2-year limit to see if those vows work out.
Oh, we
Sure.
gonna give each other 2 year limit? All right.
Like, no, that's
All right.
bullshit. You can do that on your own. You don't need a fucking government to get involved and to see if marriage can work out for you. I'm sorry.
So is it because the government is enforcing it, or is
No,
this just
because
something?
it's legal that you're married and now you're not married after 2 years because you both agree that you don't want to do the shit anymore.
Is that kind of like the same thing as an annulment though? Like 'cause
Yeah, exactly.
You get annulled after 1
year.
An annulment would be a choice also, but after up to a year after marriage, you can become annulled and with no cost.
So
I'm
exactly
not sure
right.
if it's no cost.
said-
Right. So
But-
like you're saying, that would just be extending the annulment status.
So
Right,
we already have a term,
It's a
quote
1 year
unquote,
term, though.
involved in marriage, an annulment.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. But if we put this 2-year term, in there,
Could be 4.
Whatever
Well,
the fuck
Could
it
be
is.
8.
Or
2,
just bring it back
4.
down to 1 because that's what it already is now.
Okay, but whatever the fucking populace agreed upon, I just don't think it's a thing. I don't think it should be a thing. I don't think you should have a term to fucking trial run a marriage.
that
You could do that on your own
right.
without being a marriage,
That's-
without taking those vows and saying that shit to each other to say like forever more.
So do you believe in divorce?
I don't. I'm pretty sure I told you, like, the only way out for you is a box. Like, I think I said that. I did.
Watch out!
Look,
don't eat anything.
nobody's
cheesy.
so
Like,
Everyone heard that. This is recorded.
I don't. I think you should try to find the one you really want to be with. I don't agree you should have divorce, marriage, divorce, marriage, divorce,
But
marriage.
out of like billions of people, like you just found that one person. Like everyone, like someone might believe that one person is meant just for one person out in that world. And you think you found that one person out of the whole entire population of the world. So like, I don't think that. I think that you just found that person that you're comfortable with and you're able to be with, and it's okay. Like it's you and them against the world, and like that's it. Like I don't know.
So you think that should change? So you think you and that person against the world should change?
Well, you
I don't.
stated earlier that you may grow.
Yeah, or change.
No. First off, when I said that you should grow, that
Or,
means
no, not you
like,
should grow. You may grow.
yeah, you may grow. So you may not.
I mean, people
like
are
that.
continuously growing.
Exactly. So I feel like you may not like that person to do the same things they did when they were 18 than when they were 30. Yes, I don't think they should do the same things, but I do feel like you should stand by that person forevermore.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, honestly, I feel like people can do what the fuck they want to do, But I'm telling you, today or tomorrow, like if we were married and I say I fucking grew continuously and I woke up and it's like, you know what, Urs, this shit ain't working. You are not the fucking one for me. So, you know what?
But you can file for divorce, and I can still say I don't agree with the shit.
No, but in 30 days, you know what? If we reach our 2-year term limit, I don't even have to fucking file. I could just opt out.
That's fucked up to me. To me. That's my
no,
opinion.
true, and no, you're right, and the point of the question, right, and the point of the podcast, as always, is never to change what you believe in. Now, if you're just flat out wrong, I will correct
Which
you.
I'm not.
You're wrong.
Which I'm not.
Not saying you are, but all the simple point was from me was that the term limit is covering all the legal standpoints of cohabitation.
Mm-hmm. That people may
That's all I was getting at. Now, yes, when you want to expand it out to that you already went down the aisle, that you already did that, I'm not saying it's wrong, but you're bringing in another element, which then I have to go back and think about, okay, well, would I be okay with that? completely different.
You're saying vows. You're saying vows.
And that's what I was saying.
You're vowing to each other. This is what the fuck we're
no,
gonna do.
No. You. Nobody knows who's right or wrong here because this is not a thing. This does not exist.
Right.
You are looking at it as you would be doing that. All I'm simply saying is you go to the courthouse. You say, look, we are signing this marriage license, right, for 4 years just simply to have the legal covering. You're not having a wedding. You're not saying vows. All you're saying is, hey, look, babe, this is our cohabitation. That's all it's going to be. Yeah. And then when it's over...
Legally, this is our cohabitation.
It's like being legally separated. I mean...
It's not like legally being separated.
Well, there is a such thing as legal separation.
Yeah, exactly, there is. But this is not legally separation. This is legally together.
Well,
until the 4 terms are up, then you could choose to not be together.
Well, it's legal cohabitation.
Exactly.
I'm just saying... Yeah.
So I mean,
why
I guess,
would you do it?
Like,
if
so
you're
I get what you're saying because like okay, so like earlier I said like 30 days I could opt out, and you said that was fucked up. Yeah. So do we have the option of doing like counseling and shit like that?
I mean,
and
obviously
actually
depends
try to
on all the fucking.
But as I stated earlier, I feel like people should have the option to choose what they want to do. You know, but so and that's why I asked you earlier, why are you so strong with this? Like, so in your opinion, like. You feel like marriage is, you know, it's a graceful, you know, or I guess
I don't think it should be taken lightly.
Exactly.
And I feel like terms will let people take it lightly.
But so you're speaking from a moral compass, and that's why I was saying like this is
what this moral compass.
Yeah. But you said it earlier. These were your morals, right? You said that's why you said.
Well,
like,
yes,
morally,
it's my opinion, but I don't think
you based it off morals.
Is just
Ursula. You based it off morals.
No, fuck that. I don't think
so
marriage...
are you saying fuck morals or what?
No. I don't think marriage is just my moral compass.
No. But your opinion, you basing your opinion off your moral compass. So that's what I was saying. Like, this is what pisses me off with fucking 99% of Americans. And so, yeah, fuck it. 99% of Americans, right?
Not me. I'm not
where
I'm that 1%.
They pick and choose
me too, I'm military.
what the fuck they want to, you know, be strong against. Like, so for instance, like I'm not a religious person, but I'm gonna use Christians, and I'm sorry if I offend any fucking Christians, you know, any of the Christians, but they pick and choose what they want to fucking, you know, be strong against. They fucking say, oh, you know, well, you know, I feel strongly about this, and I feel like, you know, people should never have the option to do this or that, or, you know, I would never do this and that. I'm gonna frown upon or look down on people that do this and that. But then, you know, this other shit, you know, like so for instance, like let's look at gay marriages, right?
Yeah. So you care about transgenders, gays,
yes,
all that. You care about all that.
Can you mute her? So yes, we're so against gay marriages, but then also, you know, if you look at it, you know, Christians are also
accepting and supposed to be non-judgmental.
Exactly. And then also when it looks, you know, when you look at divorce, like because marriage is supposed to be, you know, a special place and it's a forever term, right? So there should be no such thing as divorce. So Christians don't follow, you know, frown upon divorce, but they frown upon gay marriage. So that's my fucking issue is you can't pick and choose what the fuck you want to fucking feel strongly against. So if there's going to be morals, then then those morals should be an even playing field. Like you can't say, well, you know what? I fucking hate those Americans over there because they want this too. Fuck no. Like because
you never pick and choose what you believe in.
What? No, I pick and choose what I want to do, not what the fucking rest of America want to do.
So you never.
Hell nah. I don't give a fuck about somebody.
You don't have an opinion about transgenders?
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
Really?
Okay.
Like that's why like we're in like the country we're in. We're able to all have opinions and all be diverse and no one can take away any of it.
Yeah,
so we should put all these rules in place just for fucking whoever the fuck.
Let's recage. Let's recage here. Get back on topic. Because we've got clearly a lot more topics that we need to cover later on, so I don't want to blow them all right now. Okay,
fucking morals and transgender.
yeah, clearly a lot of shit here, and so I think. Go ahead, Alonzo.
I'm sorry.
No, don't say sorry. You've been the calm one, and Kate's been even calmer.
Right.
Well, she's been quiet. Well, she's spoken the least. I don't know if she's been quieter or calmer.
So I'm gonna say that, like, cause like it's a. I don't know how to say it, but it's an idea. Like it's just an idea of the proposed cohabitation law.
Yeah, proposal. Bill proposal.
Right, the proposal. So like, what if in that proposal there was, I think Renardo mentioned, like marriage counseling, because myself and Kate, like I said, like
Kate and I.
Fuck. Oh, you goddamn English. Kate and I said semi-cohabitated.
Okay.
It was not the same as Renardo and Ursula.
Right.
Ursula and Renardo.
Those fucking heathens.
There you go, Ursula and Renardo.
It's not the same because you live in the same house and there is no one
Rules.
going to back to their place if they need to.
Exactly.
So I think I can call Kate and I's arrangement, so to speak, like a semi-cohabitation.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
But in that time, we did premarital counseling.
So much.
Yeah.
Which is normally required.
Yeah,
I mean, that is normal.
Exactly. A lot of states actually require you to have
The
pre-marriage
Army
counseling.
requires you
Well, yeah.
to be
Right.
married.
So in that sense, like if the proposed law, what if it was 2 years of like all the legalities of marriage while cohabitating, plus like premarital counseling, along with, some other things like individual counseling. You have couples counseling, you have individual counseling on both sides. Then like, would that be okay?
Well, first I would like to know, if it's not too personal, if that worked for y'all.
I think it worked.
Like
it
did it help y'all?
It brought up.
It brought up things we never thought we would actually have the balls to talk about, like just us being alone together, and it made us like face up to some shit and like deal with some shit, and like it is what it is. Like it's super helpful, and you definitely should do it before you get married.
Yeah. Really?
Cough, cough.
I don't know what's going on. Well, look, hey, to Alonzo and Kate, look, if I could just say a quick piece. If you guys actually talked about all those things.
Kidding.
say again.
I think I was just shushed on my own show.
On my own podcast, right?
Okay. I was going to like give a somewhat compliment, and then like you basically just told me, I don't want to hear it. TJ, ain't no need for no. So Ursula asked the question right on did it work right? I mean, was it actually worthwhile? And so all my comment was going to be, and this is to anybody also out there, that is listening, but so you can just go through the motion. And as I try to look back and on when my wife and I, right, because we also had to do the premarital counseling and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Look, I don't know if I was completely into it, if I was completely honest with everything. It is what it is. So all I was going to say is, right, for you two, right, I mean, if you guys actually took it seriously and had the discussion, that's great. And so that all my comment was going to be for anybody listening, if you're going to go through with that, is just take it seriously, because when you tie the knot, yes, you can get out. Well, yeah, it's serious, and you can get out, but it will be costly.
Yeah,
$16,000.
Yeah,
so
the shit costs.
That's a lot of money.
And it's not just the cost; it's also time too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I like my time.
Or just be in a box with the 50-year-olds.
As look, I was talking to another individual today. I'll just say that he goes by Bear. Mm-hmm. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. And I hope I don't mess this up, but he said that it's cheaper to pay for it than it is to marry it, and then it's cheaper to keep it than to divorce it. Yeah. So if he's listening to this one later, if he gets to the end of this one, hopefully he knows that I gave him a little shout out there. So Bear, that one was for you. Hopefully I got it right. If I fucked it up, my bad, man. Just leave a review. Let's try to kind of circle back, wrap everything up here, because I think we can go on this for
forever,
probably forever. So regarding term limits, so Ursula was wrong. that you
steal another person's mic.
Beer spilled, party foul.
So no, she wasn't wrong, but the issue is that if you
my opinions, your facts.
What?
my facts, your opinions.
Or your opinion.
Right,
your
that's
opinion.
why she was muted. So no, the again, my question on term limits. Quiet. So my question on term limits was is that if you look at them as the same as cohabitation with a will and that you've thought everything through, there should be nothing wrong with it, and it should be just fine. On that basis alone, when we want to go down the other avenues of that you're making vows, that you're walking down the aisle, whatever, right, premarital counseling, that's a whole nother dynamic. It's just the simple point of, would term limits be a good idea only to catch you from the legal standpoint that if your significant other were to die, and for, right, I'll say taxes, that it could be okay. And before you write in, I understand that sometimes joint accounts, right, you can get taxed more fucking by the IRS. Don't fucking send me a message. I already know about it. It's not for this podcast. So let's recircle back here and do any last comments, last thoughts on cohabitation, marriage, anything you want to say, reviews. I will start with our newest one. So, Alonzo, go ahead. Cohabitation, marriage, the beers you've been drinking, whatever the case is. Anything you want to say, anything that you want people to know. You got a birthday shout out, whatever. This is your time, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so I believe in marriage. Like Ursula stresses the sanctity of marriage, and that it should mean something. I do believe in that because it should mean something, and I believe like Kate and I's marriage means something. Like, but as far as cohabitation, like I feel that there are instances where it works for some people, because who am I to say, what doesn't work or what shouldn't work? Like everybody has their opinions. So
true.
Everybody's life is their own. They make their own choices. They go through life differently. They're gonna go through life differently. So if cohabitation works and they don't want cohabitation to precede marriage, then I can't say that's wrong. I'm not gonna say that's wrong because it's what's making their relationship worthwhile. Like, who knows how they go about day to day.
Very well said, Alonzo. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done. I thought you were right at the tail end. I'm normally a pretty good judge of that.
That's pretty much it. And then with the law, like the law could be good on different ends as far as the legalities of marriage, giving people a taste of what's in store. If marriage really means something, then I think most people would go into it as like this is just a step, like this is just a step towards that official marriage, like the finals of it. Like if that's what we have to go through, that's what we're gonna go through. Like I said, we went through premarital counseling so that we could get married. Like it wasn't neither. I don't think, like we said, it worked and everything, but neither of us. I don't think either of us thought about it. I know I certainly didn't think like, hey, premarital counseling before we get married. Like, I was just thinking like, I want to marry you. Let's get married. Like I didn't think premarital counseling as a step towards marriage, but it was, and it worked. And like there was a lot of things brought up, like she said. So I'm thinking of it as that, like if it matters, if it's going to mean something, if you want it to mean something, then in the end, like terms shouldn't matter. Like it's just a step towards it. I know I repeated that, but it's just a step towards marriage.
Okay.
So
it's very well said. Kate, hi. Last thoughts. You got to look. Birthday, parents' anniversary coming up. Anything about the show? Talk.
I just want some more facts on the 50-year-olds. I feel fucking bad that Ursula was like, they all just fucking die and like they're all alone.
You said 50-year-old?
Yeah, 50.
I mean, I have more facts on these 50-year-olds and their divorce rates and so forth.
You.
I've got charts, but I didn't really think that the current listening audience is going to really give
old
two.
People listen?
No. I know a few people that are older than 50 do listen, and bless their hearts, I love them to death.
Don't die over this
but I don't know if I've actually made it completely all the way out there. But anywho, so besides that, you wanted more information on the gray-haired populace.
Wow, I'm gray-haired and I'm 22.
I didn't say you.
That's cruel. I don't know, we have a very Joseph Stalin type person in here. It's making a hostile work environment. So I'm kind of scared. No, I just believe that people are people, and who the fuck are we to just be like, you have to do this or you don't have to do this? If you're just gonna be with that person, if we didn't get married, it would just have been common law. It's whatever, like he said, whatever works, man.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Did you two have a good time? By the way, at least during this little piece.
Yeah.
You guys did have a good time?
Yeah, definitely did. This was a lot of fun.
That's it. That's all I needed to hear, man.
Can I bring a weapon next time?
You know what? I will look forward to if you come back next time. But you don't need a weapon. I got plenty. Do you want to borrow one?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, Ursula. Ursula, go ahead.
Okay, so my opinion is, marriage should be sacred,
okay.
right? And definitely people shouldn't be jumping in last minute or just because or whatever. I feel like people should be having the rest of their life in mind. So that's what I have in mind. So obviously with Renardo, I feel like, the rest of my life is in mind. So I feel like I want to spend the rest of my life with Renardo. So that's what I think of with marriage. So I think people shouldn't take it lightly, and that's why I don't agree with terms, perhaps. I don't think people should think they should only have 2 years, 4 years, whatever the case may be. I don't think they should have that because I don't think they should think of it lightly. That's all. I just don't think they should think of it lightly. So I think people should take it seriously, and that's why I do. So that's my opinion. I think people should take it seriously. So that's it.
All right. No, much appreciated. All right. Renardo, this is your time, man. Obviously, I'm going to leave the men for last because why wouldn't I?
Yeah. So, like I said,
they're muted. Don't worry about it.
I agree with all the parties here. In some form or fashion. But as we stated, shit happens. So, like Lonzo was saying, if this is just a precursor to us, being in this relationship forever, then who the fuck cares? If we know we're going to be together forever, then why should I care about this term limit? And then why should I enforce my views or values on someone else? So if someone else doesn't, if they're not so sure about it, then, personally, yeah, fuck it. This may work for them. I don't care. But I know what I want, so I'm going to do what I want, and I'm going to do what's best for my relationship or for me. And then also, like I said earlier, I feel like you shouldn't pick and choose. We can't, if we hold something so sacred, then there's a lot of shit that goes with marriage, to being sacred, so we can't say, okay, you know what, fucking just marriage, just the idea of marriage is sacred, but not the shit that goes along with it. So, I'm gonna hold this fucking, on a pedestal, but everything else that comes along with marriage, then, what, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna treat it like, it's just a fling or, something flimsy. So I feel like as individuals, we need to get our shit together and stop picking and choosing where we want to be or what we want to do, or looking down on others for how they feel or how they see something just because we hold something dear, near and dear to our heart, but not the whole fucking, the whole circle of it. We're just taking a piece of the fucking pie. But I'm gonna get off that. Yeah, fuck it. Do what you want to do. If you want to do terms, sure. If you want to fucking cohabitate, sure. If it works for you, hey, by all means, make it work.
All right. So there you have it. You had 3 views right there. So now, as always, I will give the fact out. So look, love is love and true love is true love. So no matter what, any bullshit that you're going to come through, right, if you actually love the person, then you'll get through it all. So whether it's term limits, cohabitation, it doesn't matter. If you got to go through premarital counseling, there is nothing that should ever stop you from being with that person all the way to the end. But the key point here was that if it's true love there. So the only problem that you get into with marriage is that it ends up becoming a financial burden when you have to go down a divorce. And there are certain things that one will not know about the other, which is what we had discussed earlier. When you grow as a person, that you cannot overcome. Yes, the simple things you should be able to, right? That you put the toilet paper on the wrong way. It's under, not over. The toothpaste cap is off. You left a dish in the sink. Whatever, right? You can get over the little things, but when you don't take the time to listen and learn from your partner, whoever that may be, and you do not correct those things, the little things build up and they can become a big thing. So if you need to go into the cohabitation or taking a term limit, whatever it may be, then do that so you can learn who the other person is and you can find out if you indeed love them or if you are just in lust with them, because there is a distinct difference between those two. And on that note, let's go ahead and get to the outro and let's wrap up this podcast. We hope you have listened to this entire thing. We are still looking for a name of the little room studio that we are in. We've got a lot of good ideas, or names I should say, that have come through on Facebook from @ViewsandFacts. So go ahead and look us up there and throw a name down if you have a suggestion for what this room should be called. There was a lot of heat going on in here, so maybe something with a sauna. Who fucking knows? But again, this is @ViewsandFacts. I'm Thomas John. We talked about cohabitation and marriage. Find us on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, @ViewsandFacts. And we hope you have enjoyed. Leave us a review, subscribe, and like. Take care.